Oh, we're live. Okay, good to know. Welcome everyone to this ETF2L Season 35 Week 4 matchup between the two best teams in Europe. They play number 1 and number 2 in the ETF2L brackets. It's 6 undefeated versus their Wizards Guild. 6 they have in their profile. We lose, we fold. So, everything's on the line every match. I love it. And so far, they haven't disappointed and they haven't folded. But I am joined by Wiethoofd on production, and we've got Surny with me here today to talk things through. How are you doing, Surny, on this fine day?
I'm having a wonderful February 20th, if you want to put that in your calendar as well. There's a lot of 2s and 0s in the day today. No matter where you live. It's not as good as the second, but it's up there. That's a nice date if people like the number 2, I suppose. Which, yeah, some people might. Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that both of these teams are currently in the top standings, with Aura dropping out and shuffling everything around a little bit. It's quite weird. You wouldn't expect these two teams to be up there, and yet they are essentially battling for first place right now.
Yeah, like 6 is pretty significantly in the lead right now because they have won almost everything except for the one they played against Ascent, which they tied, which is kind of amazing. Like, that's better than Egg or Lego did. So they're already showing like huge signs. I thought they were going to be like a middling kind of trash team, but they've been really good. So I can't wait to see if they're just going to keep this up. And then, of course, Aura dropping. That means that all of a sudden, all the teams that played against Aura and maybe beat them, they didn't beat them at all. They just got fat zeros coming their way. So the tables are a little bit skewed right now. So some teams have not played a whole bunch, including Ascent. It's a bit weird. But so far, 6, they have definitely been very, very good. And surprisingly good, I would say, from my point of view. But I don't know, did you expect 6 to be this good going into the season?
I mean, they're mostly like a mixed team, right? I mean, some of these players I've seen playing on teams together before, but like obviously, with Jay, the American, playing on here, you'd think it's a little bit of an oddball. It's always this cross-continental thing. Obviously, people have done it in the past, but it's usually an oddball. It's not. You don't really know what to expect out of a player that's going to be playing on 100+ ping constantly, right? So it's definitely surprising when you have somebody that can either make up with it or even like still perform well despite that. It's quite surprising to see a team like 6 doing as well as they do. Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised by that.
Definitely. Like, you look at it, so it's like Ace. Has he even been in Prem before? I don't think he has. He's kind of just like this pickup medic that just tries super hard every time. And then you have, Jay, who's like on 100 ping. That shouldn't really work, but I guess it does. Yeah, he's on 120.
Somehow.
Yeah, on 125
That
ping.
shows how good Scout is.
Yeah, I mean, that matters a lot. I swear, whenever I play Scout on high ping, I just can't hit anything. Like, nothing matters, and my movement is trash. So I don't know how these people do it, but he's doing it. And he's been pretty good so far. Then you have Nubby, the market gardener of medics. He's been pretty good so far, even outside of that. And then we have EverX, the guy known for just being fragged in every single frag movie. He just goes into the skybox and he's just magnetic to projectiles, but he's also really good, it would seem. So it just all comes together. Oh, and then Sui, who has some Prem experience, but also is not widely regarded as like a top tier scout. But he's been very impressive so far this season. He's been doing work. He just cleans up whenever he gets the chance. So it's working out really well for them, and I can't help but wonder, like, is this just like a lucky hot streak to begin the season, or is this just an actual sign of some new talent in Prem coming in there and flexing their muscles?
That is a good question, especially also now with, a team that many people were expecting to be pretty good with Aura dropping out. That opens up another slot in the playoffs later down the line, and it opens up a lot more interesting things. We'd obviously still have Ascent and the remnants of Egg/Lego, as like the two teams that people are probably going to be looking out for the top once the season concludes. But we have seen 6 tied Ascent, so like these players have something in them that they can pull off. They can definitely do stuff, and yeah, I'm actually interested. Like the season, somehow with Aura dropping out, the season got a little bit more interesting, I feel. We're going to be seeing maybe more of these matchups, because like obviously Wizards Guild are also a team that's not to be underestimated. People weren't expecting them to do extremely well, yet they've been performing pretty solidly throughout the season so far. And yeah, there's not much to complain about, really. They've been having some good matches.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Domo in here. Looks like he's going to be working on Medic, if I had to guess. So, all right.
I don't see Pickles anywhere, so I'd assume that's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I think Domo is slightly better than Pickles. On the other hand, you'll want to have your main Medic. So, I mean, I guess those two things are going to kind of balance each other out. Like, Medic can be a really big deal. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see Domo be like in weird positionings and where it looks like he's overextending or he's being too passive just because he doesn't know how the team likes to play. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's plays with them a lot. It is a mostly English team, so you'd expect them to have some sort of just coherence and experience playing together along each other. But I don't know. We'll definitely see. It's something to keep an eye on. And the rest of the roster is, of course, Mac on Demo Man. I feel like he's the team leader, but I'm not sure. He's kind of been around for a while. Then we have Leth on Sorter. He's kind of a frag hero. He gets a ton of air shots all the time. He does a lot of damage. Then we have Opti, kind of almost the same deal. He's been around a little bit longer for Leth. I feel he's been on a lot of the French iteration teams.
He's also a lethal off-classer at times.
Yeah,
from what I've seen the past few seasons. See, sometimes when he gets on Sniper, he's a menace.
Yeah, he did have a scout season, or maybe
That
even
too,
two. Yeah, and that wasn't like the most impressive thing, but I'm glad he's back on Projectile. He seems a lot better with that. But, he still has a ton of experience on just a hit scan as well. And we might just see that. These maps, I wouldn't say they're the best Sniper maps ever, but you can definitely run Sniper on both of them. It's pretty good, especially in Process, which will be map 1. And then on Scouts, we have Ath, kind of like another Finnish Scout. He's kind of like Credo Mini, I feel. If he has a lot of health remaining and the mid fight is kind of scraping out, he's just going to kill everyone every time. Like, no problem. Then we have Crayon, who is a bit of a wild card sometimes. He's just this guy who just has like 1,000,000 sensitivity, and he just like swings his mouse around and hits everything, and he does these really cool plays all the time. So he's a guy who will like play Pyro. I've seen him go on heavy and do weird stuff. He does some sniper plays where he will like do drop down. He loves the drop down shot. So let's just pray that we get to see one of those soon, because they're cool as shit.
He's a very versatile player as well. I think if I remember correctly, the first ever season I saw him in Prem, he was playing Med, and then he was playing Soldier for a while.
Yeah, and for the national team, he played Demo Man.
Yeah, so he's done everything. He's been around the globe on pretty much anything the game has to offer. He's a versatile player, without a doubt. I would not be surprised to see him whip out some of his wacky shenanigans during this match as well. Absolutely. With all the players in the server now, though, I do believe we'll be starting relatively soon. Do you have any predictions as to how you think this match between the two titans of European TF2 as it stands at this very moment might go?
I think 6 are looking to be stronger. I can't let my preconceptions going into the season color how I see this. I'm just going to go on what I've seen so far from them, and it's been very impressive, and they've been very good. So I think they're going to win relatively comfortably. I'd go with something like 5-2, and it's not going to be all that close. But, maybe Reckoner is going to be a bit of a wild card as well. It's one of these maps that most people don't play very much. And then there's the whole debacle with changing the versions and stuff like that. So who knows if they're not really well versed in it. But that's going to be for later. What's your prediction here on map 1 before we go?
That is a fair prediction. I would agree with that for the most part. I do believe, though, the Wizards might be able to put up a fight if they do get their Steelix underneath them early enough in the match. That being said, we are starting with our first round here, with both teams rolling out to the first mid. Let's see how they try to approach things here. Mac a lot quicker than his counterpart, laying down some damage early. Most of 6 here opting to actually go through Suicide and just keeping their side. Both teams now slowly making forward. Both are just bombing in, actually, from 6. However, frags are not really falling in their favor early. Just a bit of back and forth. Mac going down, though. Less damage now for the team of Wizards here, and it's all down to Smira. Okay, well, he's dead, so that's going to be rough for the rest of the Wizards here, with only Ath and Domo alive. Both of them basically dead now. That's going to be a 1 mid for the mixed team. 6.
Yeah, it just seems like the scouts on the side of 6 just won out in the end there. Just had slightly better heals, played a little bit smarter. The mid initially seemed like it was going kind of bad for Six because they sent in both soldiers at the same time, and they timed it really well. But both of the soldiers got dealt with, and they kind of went in opposite directions and didn't really accomplish much. So they had an initial disadvantage going into this. But the scouts really cleaned up at the end there, and Domo did go down, so Ace gonna have a full Uber advantage here going into last as well.
Yeah, and as we're talking about that, we already see Six pushing in with the Uber right away. Gonna get onto that sentry immediately, take it down with absolutely no problems. No damage being exchanged just yet. No, the players are crumbling though. The stick is on the point, could not get clear quickly enough. And that's a very quick wipe from the side of Six. That happened within the span of 1.5 seconds. I could not even keep track who died first. My lord, what a botched push. That was fast. Oh
they
my
all
lord.
just dove onto the point, and it was just super sticky. So maybe a wiser move would have been to get onto the demo man before doing that. But yeah, they tried to play the point. You know, we often talk about this, how it's very important to push the team back and then immediately get onto the point. And I think that's what they were trying to do. They just didn't quite push the team back far enough, and they got punished really heavily. It's kind of like touch the point and you die, but the soldier's going to jump in. Let's see if we can find the medic, but he's so far backward. It's actually just going to be the Uber coming out here.
Yeah, they did manage to force Domo off. Domo getting a little scared of the aggression of those Americans flying at him, so he's gonna be at a disadvantage here, and obviously it's gonna be hard to push last. They do maybe know that Ace is not up on his Uber just yet, and they're gonna try to make use of that though, getting onto the point, putting on a lot of damage and a lot of cap time, but Sway on the heavy is gonna make short work of that with only Opti behind. Left in the panic room there. He's not going to be able to do much. He's going to get taken down, and that's going to be at least Domo and Crayon escaping with their lives, but a valid attempt at trying to make the last push. They did take down Ace, actually. I did just realize, so that's unfortunate. You don't want to lose your medic when you're at a big ad and then holding last somehow. Yeah, that sucks. Wizzerds are going to get another chance here, another shot at trying that again.
Yeah, as long as they don't get their medic sniped or something in the meanwhile, they're going to go in here. They need to be pretty quick as well, and this time around they should try not to lose that demo immediately. That's kind of why that last push failed, just because the demo was so far forward and he just got sniped.
Yeah, that being said, they do immediately push in. Obviously, Stick is on the point. They're going to get cleared off. Smeria only going to pick up one player there, but he's still alive, and that's more. Stick is on the point. They eventually do clear them off with Opti jumping on together with Left, and they do cap that first round off. Going to the Wizzerds after just 4 minutes.
Forcing it. Yeah, forcing it. Like, it's been 4 minutes and we've had, like, what, 3 or 4 last pushes? It's been very quick so far. Both teams are very fast with their pushes, and it's kind of what we see with them jumping onto the point. Like, they're trying to just immediately get it. And we just saw an example of how that can work. But you also seen a lot of examples of how it didn't work.
Yeah, that is true, as we're headed into our second mid here, which is looking very much like the previous one. Both Six soldiers here, again, just bombing in immediately. Nice serpentine pattern. They do get onto Domo before both dying, so that's no heals up for the Wizzerds here, as long as we're both of their soldiers down as well. You know, Six might find themselves in a better situation here with Jay getting all the heals pumped into him. However, he's the only person alive trying to protect Ace, and he's not going to fight 2 scouts in the demo man. He's going to opt to run his medic out instead. Get to last. Make sure that Uber advantage remains, and then probably re-push, as scrambling players of Wizzerds are still nowhere near connected with their medic just yet. Just now spawning.
Yeah, it's a met for a mid trade right here. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how Six decide to play this, see if they can like hold them or come back in here and see if they can actually go in without getting forced. That's what you want in this kind of situation as they jump in here. See, enemy medic Domo, he's just so far out, and this soldier, yeah, not even gonna try. So they got that pretty well. Left actually is gonna die to Newbie. I didn't see how he hit him there, but good job there. And now the Uber is almost equalized, but it might just not be enough. We are gonna see this aggressive soldier bomb in here.
Yeah, right around the corner, just making sure that absolutely nobody's forward pressuring anybody back. Taking second for what is essentially free, and the Wizzerds just opting to take this one passively, hold it on last, and make the most of it. The sentry going up, Crayon already up on the sniper as well, maybe he can get a cheeky little shot in before somebody peeks through a door, but obviously you'd assume Six would be aware of that, would be ready for it, and they're going to be Ubering in, potentially. That being said, Swai and Nubby both down. That is 2 players down. When you're trying to push, not a good thing. Everx also going this low, not getting arrowed quite there by Domo. You would have loved to see that, but he's gonna live. But 2 players down when you're trying to push or trying to do some sacks here, not the ideal thing.
Nah, it is kind of the nature of sacks that people tend to die, so it's not a big deal. A lot of soldiers got really weak as well, which is very dangerous. Like, if one of those 2 soldiers go down, then you're really leaving yourself open to some sort of counter push. See, Crayon, I think he's just in spawning. I don't think he's moved out of it. He's just checking for off classes. He will find none. And now we see another just aggressive move here into the lobby. See if they can get in here. Newbie tries to find his way in, but not going to find it.
Crayon also going to shut down Swy on the far left side there, allowing his soldier of Opti to try and get in. Obviously, that didn't quite work. And Mac also gets caught off by EverX, overextending. Oh no! You don't want that. You don't want your demo to go down when you're trying to hold last. That's very, very bad, especially with all the 6 players now respawning again. I would not be surprised to see him push in. Oh, Smirre getting cleaned up, caught out by left though.
Just barely making his way in too far and then just gets juggled really heavily. And Ace is not willing to spend his Uber to save him. Probably a good idea. But they might get punished here when this counter push comes out. You see everyone trying their best to make it on here. There's a scout behind line. Sweet is actually going to go for last. I think he's going to be met with a soldier and the scout's going to come in there and clean it up. So somewhat averted here, Crisis. But the Ubers have been popped and there we go. Domo is not able to get out in time. It's kind of what I'm talking about, where he might be caught in a bit too much. And this is definitely an example. So now it's an Uber advantage, but they might just decide to go off of just heals.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no healing up for the defending team here of the Wizards, and that looks to be exactly what they're trying to go off of. The stickies have been cleared off the point. All the players very far forward for 6 here, but they're not really getting the frags they need to. Left and Opti are dead, but everybody else has just been killed, and it's only the scouts alive, and yeah, they're just gonna have to run here. They just couldn't take down the heavy quickly enough. I saw Smirre trying his absolute best there, but he just couldn't do it alone, and that ultimately just failed them.
Yeah, it's always the case with these, I don't like very narrow pushes. As I actually see a double soldier come in here. I think they're just going for damage, and as everyone else is just walking through, so we don't even get time to talk about it. And that was a really effective counter push. Like, this double soldier aggression created so much space for everyone right here. And it's going to be a quick recap, despite they have like a big Uber disadvantage as well.
Yeah, and it even took down Mac as well, which means no need to worry about stickies for at least a little bit longer here.
To the aggression.
Oh no, you don't want to see that when you're trying to defend. That's 2 of your players on very low HP with no heals up whatsoever, and we might just see 6 players trying to trickle in ever so slightly. They do have to back off though, just to heal up for a little bit, but even then, there can't be much re-aggression for a while with Crayon and Left only really leading the charge here to try and retake the point. Immediately double soldier aggression back in just to pressure players out again. They didn't even manage to cap off second yet, so they're not going to be delaying any spawns at all if there ever were any. And we're back to square one with yet another big ad for Ace, making their way into the lobby.
This time around they're not going to go for the push or the momentum push. They're just going to Uber right in here, put someone on point with the back cap though. Really
Left slips through. He just slips past everyone and finishes off that cap time, and that's a room push. You hate losing the last push to a second back cap. Left just doing absolute wonders there, making sure that push is immediately ruined, and putting his team at a better position here with an advantage as well now to boast. However, they are losing players fast, and yeah, Left it. Trying to save it there last second, not going to be able to, and that's going to be an equalizing round for a team of 6.
Sweet just managed to just sneak his way in there and just completely catch out the enemy demo. So Mac just went down to him, and then there were no stickies on the point, so they could just barrel onto it, and that forced everyone to get in there and just get way out of position. And that's going to be 1-1. So this is a cracker. This is the best team versus the second best right now, and we're just trying to figure out which is which.
Yeah, absolutely. With both of them equalized as well, definitely showing so far that these teams might very well be evenly matched. With a very slow mid at the start here, Crayon actually running sniper to mid and catching out Jay very early, opening up some space for his soldiers as both of EverX and Nubby try to make their way in. Nubby getting denied, EverX also dying though. It's very quickly shaping up to be a terrible mid for 6. They were not banking on that sniper, and it looks to have done wonders for the Wizards as they move forward into second already, just pressuring out these players, making sure nobody gets anything done, and that's a clean mid
Yeah,
though
the
they
sniper
didn't
just got
quite
that
get
early
them.
pick. Like, if someone jumps up on the high ground where you usually want to be, and the sniper just gets that quick body shot onto him, it's so disastrous. But the double sorter bomb gets the Uberforce out immediately. It's a good job by the sorters, and now it's just a matter of just getting this counter aggression to not screw over their own medic. Sorter's going to jump in here to choke, followed with the second one. Oh my god, Matt gets absolutely vaporized, just blown into 1,000 pieces. And that's actually going to be a second cap here. So they get the best out of that Uberforce that they possibly could, but it might just not be enough. But we'll see what they decide to do here, as they still do have this big Uber disadvantage.
You can see them. They are a little scared of trying to push in here because they do know that Uber is still there. Navi trying to do some cheeky stuff, getting absolutely destroyed while Everex cleans up left though. And the Uber does get forced out due to that, with Everex actually still living. No, never mind. He finally gets cleaned up in a trade.
Yeah,
so it's just an all-around mess now with Ace getting up on his Uber soon again. There are forces at hand here that I can't comprehend quickly enough right now. It's just a back and forth, a mess. Oh lordy.
Yeah, we haven't had this stalemate where they just both sit back and send in Romas. Like, they send in 2 Romas and they do it incredibly quickly, and then a bunch of people die and then they immediately push. So we're getting some real action right now. It looks like they're trying to go through this shutter door to get back into mid with their Uber advantage. Ace so far has evaded all things, but his teammates are not so lucky as 2 of them go down, and Ace is going to actually get forced there. This sort of hit some really nice rockets. The second one was even on his way in there, but good job by everyone on the 16 to get that out. Or no, sorry, the other team. So now it's
confusing names as well sometimes here. Yeah, God. Domo's still hanging on to his Uber as well, even looking, danger into the eyes there. Navi not managing to hit those rockets. So they're going to have a full advantage to boast, headed into second now. Opting not to take choke, where I just saw Smeary set up a wonderful sticky trap that's going to be null and void. However, let's see how they try to use this Uber. Maybe even just use the mere threat of an advantage to push back the enemy team, and that looks to be the case here, as we see 6 just backed off to their last. Waiting.
Yeah, they almost have this Uber. It looks like they are going to get it, and I think they know about it. They're not really going to push. That's at least what their body language looks like to me. They're just going to take this lobby and then probably send in those 2 soldiers. But the medic right now, he's hiding in the bunker, and the bunker is really well fortified right now. There's like sentries going up, so the faster they are at actually sending in these soldiers, the better it is. The sentry gun isn't even up yet. There you go, it's finally up. But it's only level 1, so it's not going to be able to deny a whole lot yet. But we've got it, Surny. We have a stalemate where things are just slowing down, and they're going to try to spam things out, and Opti's going to be the first guy to try and go in here, and he will get taken down.
That being said, it's very interesting that it is Opti that went in, because, we do see the man off class. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him switch off, maybe, just to try and break this, stalemate that's building very quickly. Or he might just stay as well. That's completely valid. Actually, he's gonna hold the door open for a Crayon spy? Or is Crayon just gonna... please tell me he's gonna leave the spawn. Oh, a sniper's fine too, I suppose.
Yeah, he probably just sat in spawn for a bit, so... if they were checking, they would see a spy, and then you can switch to sniper, and you just leave the door open for them to make a mistake. Soldier almost gets caught out here. Gets bounced around a whole bunch, but he will survive. And now it's a sniper duel. You've got the high ping sniper versus the low ping sniper. Crayon versus Jay. We've seen Power make it work with like 200 ping, but can Jay do similar things with only 130? Kind of looking forward to this. Basically, the way it works is that the low ping sniper, if he peeks around the wall, he'll get to shoot first. And then if he tries to walk away, he might just still get sniped. So now you kind of get the 2 different advantages as a sniper with high and low ping.
That being said, Jay wins that exchange right there, so now we know who's the better sniper. Clearly the sensitivity does not matter to this man. That's something I always like to bring up when it comes to Jay, is that my man plays on like a 1.5 centimeters per 360 or something insane like that.
It's not your
incredible.
Classic sniper sensitivity. That's
like it goes. Man, Smeary getting caught out though. Some spam. That's not nice. And you don't want to lose your demo defending. And Jay hitting another headshot though, getting
he's going in
caught
deep.
out as well. Oh, he's got eyes on Domo as well. Does not hit the shot, but that is a dangerous situation to find yourself in. Everex also trying to clean up some damage, not happening. Now Swy having to get out here, and that's a dangerous, dangerous exchange there. But ultimately, none of the medics had to pop or go down. So
yeah,
to a
we
reset.
didn't get the pick that we wanted. Really, it's when you lose a whole bunch of players, you can't really do much because you're just gonna kind of stare at each other while you're invulnerable, and then all the spawners are gonna come in and you're gonna have to run away. And it doesn't really matter what side you're on. That's pretty much true. So we're in actual spy territory. He is left spawn, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I
And
do like seeing that.
I remember the
Opti
last
too.
time you casted a spy on this map involving
Yeah.
Jay. You know.
It was Jay on the spy though, so this time it's a little bit different. We'll see what Opti can do here. If he needs to even use the gun, or if he can just use his knife like every other spy would, normally do. That being said, Ace very, active right now, just moving around now, hiding in his dispenser body armor, where you expect him to be. Cryon, meanwhile, just taking down EverX on the sidelines while we're focused on the spy that's just basically feeding intel as of right now. I think they might be aware of it by now. They would expect it. Oh, well, there goes Crayon. So
Yeah, he pushed forward. But, now they might just go, oh, the off class is down. You see the medic is going really far forward and
no, he
perfect
gets
timing.
what a good time. Unbelievable. He just gets it just like that. That's a drop. They're going to probably wait for him to respawn and just do a clean push here. And that's what you like to see.
Dude, anywhere else wouldn't have worked because of the sentry gun. Like the sentry gun would have shot him. But he just came in right from that side. The medic just moved his way over to his own left side of the point. And that just cost him his life. So every time Jay is on this map and there's a spy, the medic is going to die. That's just a fact so far.
Especially as it holds up, the statistics are true of the Uber now coming in from the Wizards side here. They do get the sentry early, but other than that, not many frags. F actually going down as the first players. They finally pick up the demo and also Spoit, but they lost so many players doing it that it's only Crayon and Domo alive now with just a scout and a medic. You can't do much against all of these healed up soldiers. So yeah, they're gonna have to run away.
Yeah, not quite fast enough to get the sentry gun down. They didn't manage to push everyone back, so which meant they couldn't really dive onto the point, and then the push just stalled. So they're going to be left here with a slight Uber disadvantage. It's going to be pretty difficult to push on this. Process is one of those maps that are pretty difficult to use small advantages on. On a map like Gollywash, this would have been a lot more pushable, but that's not going to stop Six. They have a tiny advantage. They're going to go in there, damage, but Sui, he goes down really weak. He took so much damage, and Everix right now he's just kind of left in here on an island, but looks like he's scary enough that everyone else is going to go out there. So they kind of got the best out of that Uber advantage, whatever percentage that was. So it's a good job there by Six, but we might see some counter aggression. Sorta comes in.
Oh!
Ace! Oh, he popped to not crater. Wow.
I mean, you gotta give it to him. At least he didn't drop to a crater, but
Take the chance. It's randomized. The damage is random.
It is. That is true. That is true. It is random. Oh my, Lefto pulling out a miracle here. He is on the Wizards Guild. He is a magician, so it's not a surprise. But wonderful rockets there, and actually forcing off Ace, gonna allow his team to take a little bit more aggression here. They do lose Opti though, and that's gonna slow him down ever so slightly. But they do still have that advantage. It is dwindling fast, so they're probably gonna try to make use of it as soon as they can. Immediately popping into choke. Probably a little bit of a force there by Nubby as well. Obviously nobody from Six around really to shoot at though, with only EverX behind it. He does get it! He does loop around and actually gets
he just
Domo.
timed that absolutely perfectly. Like Domo, I don't think he expected him to be where he was, because he just kind of ran forward, as in he ran backwards into the soldier. It's really well timed. Poor Left, he tried to do a big jump in, but he just penciled himself up against the wall. So that's not going to work. So now Ace going to have this full Uber advantage. They are a man down, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to actually push in very early, but they're definitely going to be pushing in here. Make no mistake about that. So we've got Max setting up sticky traps. We've got two soldiers trying to buy for position to get in here and maybe jump the medic. And we can just see Ace, he's just so passive right now. He just does not want to use this, and looks like he will get his whiz as Mac even gets rushed down by Sui again. So Sui, he just has Mac's number, and this could be disastrous right now for the Wizards.
Yeah, no demo to protect your last point. You only really have the heavy to try and keep the point alive. The Uber also comes in with players just all over the point. Cap time so close. Yeah, there's not much they can do there. If everybody forced into spawn or dead, you're gonna have a hard time getting players off the point. So that's gonna be a second round, 4-6 with 9 minutes left on the clock.
You can play the point so quickly when there's no demo man to stick it up. You know, you just literally get on it. And when you have that Uber, that just means that they kind of have to run away. And then they're kind of left in this bind where if they get too close, they die. And if they run away, it just gets capped. So that's going to be 2-1 in favor of 6.
Yeah, we're headed into our 4th round. Both teams looking to be a little bit more aggressive on this mid right away. I love to see it. Left actually jumping in very early, getting onto Ace. A nice first rocket, however. Is he going to be able to clean it up? No, he's going to turn around and try to fight Jay. Lose his life eventually with all the rest of the action going on, unfolding, and his team wiping.
That somehow turned really bad really quickly.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to get that bad that quickly, but...
Yeah, it was kind of crazy how little, how poor the focus fire was. It was just so many players were so weak. The 6, but you know, almost dying is the same as not dying, and that's really unfortunate right now for the Wizards guild, because that just means that they lost a whole lot of players. They're going to lose second for free. They're going to have this uber disadvantage going in here, and we've seen this a lot. There's a sentry gun going up. I don't think it's going to be level 3 just in time, and at least not to be heavily just repaired. But so far, these pushes have not been very good.
Yeah, they do come in. Smear getting the night of his jump there. He does take down the sentry though, and so much cap time already. Players just have to stand on the point, and they just couldn't even get there in time. That's a quick 3rd round for the team of 6 here. My lord.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for them. That's for sure. Just that quickly to get onto it. It's a little bit risky to have your scout go on there, because the scout stood on the point and then he got killed. So it really is just a knife's edge where it kind of looked like, yep, that worked, that was really good, but just a few rockets or stickies doing a bit more damage there, and that's going to be completely turned around. It's a very risky push, but it worked out for them here. 3-1.
Yeah, and now we're taking it into another mid with Crayon actually on the sniper again. It worked for them once. They're trying to maybe do it again. Everett's gonna be the first player to go down, but immediately his aftershocks that he left onto the combo of Wizards are felt with both Domo and Mac dead. It's only Opti, Crayon, and left here, but they do seem to be able to pull it out, cleaning up the remnants. Only Jay and Ace alive, so while they did keep their medic, they did lose the mid.
We've seen this before. A med for a mid. That's how it works. That means that the mid's going to fall, obviously, but then Ace is going to be able to come in here with this uber advantage. So they're going to have to just navigate all these potential sticky traps, soldiers hiding. When you walk through the choke, it can be incredibly easy for a soldier to just jump in there and just bomb everything. They're actually going to run through PC and actually just uber in, and there comes this big demo bomb. Medic is not out yet, and he's not going to be able to make it. Nice jump in there from Smear.
Good follow-up. Gonna take down only Domo as well. It's almost like they clinically removed an organ from Wizards there, just getting rid of Domo and Domo exclusively. And that's gonna be a beautiful mid take for them, and you know, a big add to even roll into second with.
Oh,
and,
no!
Potentially into last. Nubby, no! Crater!
Yeah, he just jumped around the corner into the sticky trap there. He actually got saved from that exact trap earlier, I think, where like a scout, there were 3 stickies around the corner, and then a scout like shot one shot that killed 2 stickies, and then he only got hit by 1. That's how he survived earlier, but this time around, not so lucky. And here comes the counter push out. No Ubers in sight for either team. Everett's going to jump in, take down the medic immediately. Newbie tries to go in for the market gardener. So far, he's just kind of jumping around. He gets arrowed, actually, and that's the only reason why he's not dead. But otherwise, not a whole lot of things getting accomplished there by Nubby. When you go for the market gardener, you don't do a lot of damage unless you actually hit.
Yeah, that is true. And also, if you hit anything that is remotely overhealed, that isn't a scout, you won't even be able to kill it. So that's unlucky, I suppose. That being said, Left coming in here, just gonna pick up. We're gonna try to pick up something real quick, but ultimately just gonna die after a Mac has also already died due to overextension, and naturally with the big Uber that 6 find themselves with here, they're gonna be looking to push last again, and maybe do another wonderful push just like they did in the last round. Again, a sentry up on the right side, barely even leveled up. Crayon a nice headshot onto Swy, but that's not gonna be enough probably to save them as the players just pile onto the point, and that's 4th round. Now it's getting somewhere. They're just getting the momentum going here, round after round.
Yeah, the 5-2 prediction's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
But I have to say, that was a pretty close to going poorly because both scouts got picked off. I think Jay got dropped by a sentry gun where the medic didn't save him. And then the second scout got headshot. So thanks to the pain train that the Smear was able to actually cap that out.
Absolutely. That's why you use that item on the demo man. That being said, now the Wizards getting a little desperate. They don't have a lot of time left, and I think it's mathematically almost impossible to still tie up the game unless they were to somehow win this mid and just keep rolling every single point. That being said, they are looking to win the mid right now, with only Navi Live on 2 HP as the last member essentially taken out of the fight.
2 HP is fine if the scout just misses, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy.
Just you know, dodge the bullets. It's that easy.
Just don't get hit, lol. Yeah.
Exactly. Go into bullet time, do some backflips or something, I don't know. Yeah, and actually, off the back of that mid, Wizards going to be moving forward, but I think 6 are aware that they can probably just slow the game to a crawl now if they really wanted to, that they can dictate the pace of the game with only 3 minutes left, and the fact that, you know, they're up 3 rounds, it's unlikely that they will lose the map, so they can park the bus if they so desire, and take it as slow as they want to. Obviously, the Wizards not going to be doing any of that. They're going to pop in immediately, get onto Ace, take him down first, actually. But the Sentry is still up, the Stickies are still on the point. There's a Heavy as well, and barely any cap time so far. And yeah, that's going to be biting them in the behind as they wipe after the end of that.
Yeah, they wanted Ace really badly, and they actually got him because Ace didn't use their resupply bind. But then they didn't remove the sentry gun or anything else on the right side fast enough, and they're just going to actually funnel out of this, despite the choke or the spawn being kind of camped. They're going to lose some players here as well, and now the rest of them are going to funnel in here. They're actually going to just take a stand on mid. I kind of like this. There's so many players down, or so many points down, and they just kind of need to take these kind of fights. So this is almost like a mid fight, it looks like.
Yeah. There's a lot of just prodding and back and forth, and both teams on equal Ubers, and it's essentially a mid fight right now, but with the exception that one team already owns the point, and naturally they do have a little bit of an advantage here. Everex going to be the first player to go down in this exchange, with the rest of his team now being a little bit more passive. Navi also going to clean up, however, Opti does go down in exchange, and now Sweet in behind. He does get spotted out, so that's going to be the only 2 players alive.
By left, he just jumped in super aggressively. Oh, this scout onto the medic actually gets the force out. Good thing that he thought the scout would hit, because the demo actually came in from the side as well and hit the pipe like a millisecond after the Uber was popped there. So this is what they need. I mean, they want momentum for the next map, basically, at this point. But that's
a morale booster. If you can take this one more round off of them, come on, just take that Heavy off the point. If you can do that, it's not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon, but oh, no, we're actually going to get the saw onto Jay. But we're effectively in garbage time, so if they can at least get that one round, that's going to be a nice little boost to their morale if they do want to have a better shot on Reckoner, which is a bit of an oddball. You know, it's an oddball map, as we've already talked about, so headed forward into that, the Wizards might be able to
Jay is upset about that Uber saw as well, right? But
yeah,
because when you have
definitely.
high ping, it feels like every melee has 800 meters range.
It's like...
Oh, crits versus Uber.
Yep, that's not going to do much when the Uber makes you invincible, I suppose, but can they get the round? They can at least get one more round on the board.
Yeah, 4-2. That seems actually really fair considering how this match has gone. That seems like the right result. You know, sometimes teams get like kind of cheap rounds, or they stop playing or trying or whatever. But yeah, 4-2 feels right for this match. It's been it was closer than I thought it would be, and it was he goes for the market gardener. He just went all in there. He actually does get the kill as both demo men go down here to this mid. You know, you're not nice, just come to mid and we'll kill you.
Yeah, just all for the logs. That's all that it matters about in the end.
When we look at these logs, make sure to note how the demo men have like way too many kills. Like they both have 1 kill too many, and they need to get better.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's look at these, shall we? At these wonderful numbers.
Right, numbers. Usually the bigger numbers, the better one, right? That's what I always, has always been told. Like, especially when it comes to damage, like you always want to look at like the damage and make sure that like the demo
It's
man
not so
class
much
has the
about.
highest.
I don't know. It's not so much about the damage, but what you do with that damage. That's what I always tell them.
Also true, how you clean it up. That being said, standout to me right now is the fact that on the damage front, it's pretty equal. Both teams,
Yeah.
not doing too much of a difference there.
Like I'm trying to look at are the scouts that different? Not really. Scouts from both teams fragged out.
Pretty equal.
I guess left died a whole bunch, but he's a Roma, so who cares? Like Ace has significantly fewer deaths. It's 11-7.
That is definitely standout, but beyond that, they seem very evenly matched.
Yeah, it's 2,000 damage more on the side of red, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing. It's 87 kills. That is literally no difference. Yeah, very, very close. Mid-fights were 4-2. Actually, opposite the score. So the team that lost won 4 mids, and the team that won 2. So it goes to show how much mid-fights matter at the end of the day.
Yeah. Not at all when you can just win afterwards. Like, who cares about the mid? Just sack all of your players and then win anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's actually been so long since I've seen teams not go to mid. It was kind of a thing back in season 11 or something. People don't do that anymore. Thank God. That's such a losing strategy. But it's kind of like, we keep losing mid fights, but we win everywhere else. So let's just don't go to mid. Just
yeah. Why bother?
Yeah. Doesn't seem like such a big. I guess something that stands out to me is Nobby has more damage than EverX, which is kind of interesting in that I'm pretty sure EverX is the pocket, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that means Newbie did really well.
Yeah, definitely. As a roamer, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and he's way
So
up
this
there
is Market Gardens. Maybe he got a bunch when we weren't looking. I'm telling you, that's that big crit damage.
65.
It inflates it.
65
okay.
damage. All right.
Never mind.
Learn to be hop, idiot. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah, as far as Ubers go as well, because that's something that you usually talk about. Obviously, chose with Ace dying less, got a couple more off. Even though one of them was a crits.
And there's a drop in there
against Uber, but there's also a drop that he did have. That is true when he got backstabbed.
Yeah.
But again, overall, pretty equal. These medics, not much to differentiate here. He's slightly edging out, but
it might just be the lack of Domo being on the team. He doesn't play enough with them, so that could just be the difference. It's very close so far. So this is just gearing up to be one hell of a match. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen here on map 2. I'm trying to think of what are the best classes on Reckoner. Like who usually dominates there. I want to say it's a really bad demo map compared to everything else.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is that that classic flying bomb on Lost that a certain someone has popularized. But besides that, I mean, I don't really remember ever seeing demos shine a lot on this map. It's definitely one that's focused more towards the scouts and the soldiers. Obviously, scout always good, but soldiers as well. There's a lot of tight corners. So
yeah, I kind of take it back a little bit. There's really good traps on this map, and people don't know
spots,
it. Yeah, and people don't know the map that well, so that makes traps even better. So I kind of take it back a little bit, but not too. I think I was thinking of Logjam, which is really bad for demos. But
yeah, that's also.
So I might have gotten that scrambled in my brain. So, but I do still think that there's a scout map, and the scouts were really evenly matched. There was not standout scout performances. I guess something that's worth noting that happened several times was that both demo men kind of overextended and got picked off. Usually Sui that got in on Mac and just took him down in 3 shots very cleanly, even when he was buffed. So Mac needs to make sure that doesn't happen again. Never go anywhere without having a sticky by your side, so you don't get rushed down by a scout, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's going to be so close. It's just going to be a matter of taking these team fights and not getting forced by the double sacks. There's just in the moment things If you just play well, you can win this. And this is the best kind of game where you don't feel like one team has an inherent DM advantage or experience advantage. Like, nah, you just got to play well.
Yeah, both teams. I mean, even though the scoreline isn't, as equal as you might expect it, for the first half of the last map, they were very evenly matched. So, again, if Six carries their momentum forward that they had, it dwelled out a little bit towards the end, but like if they can, pick that up again, we could see them dominate the map, and vice versa. If Wizards pick up the pace a little bit again, we could very well see them carry this forward. So this could be anybody's map, especially also. I mean, obviously this is something I have to bring up because do they play Reckoner in NA by now, or do they still not play Reckoner in North America?
I don't think they do. So
yeah, Jay might not have as much experience on this map as all of the EU players do. So who knows?
That's a fair. Maybe Jay just went, "What is this abomination? I have never seen this before. Where's mid? How do you hold? I don't understand. Oh, there's a sentry spot there. I'm just gonna die to it." That could be the thing. I'm not 100% sure that they don't play it, but I don't think they do. Like I feel like they played Metalworks and just always have, and Clear Cut. Yeah, so almost certainly they don't have this. So that could be interesting. Maybe Jay has played it in like pickups and in PCWs and whatever, and the map. It's not like the map is super complicated or anything.
Yeah.
But let's definitely keep that in mind. That maybe Jay has no idea what he's doing.
He probably knows the map, but like in terms of like more recent experience, because it's been played for on and off for several seasons in EU now. So any of the players that have stuck around for a while in EU have definitely had like some actual official experience on this map, and like much more recently as well.
Yeah,
actually.
Usually what happens when you kind of halfway know a map is that you obviously understand the geometry and everything, but it's just like in some fights you're not going to properly jump on top of props because you don't quite have the experience. Sometimes you're just going to like walk backwards and you're going to run into walls. This happens a lot in maps you don't know, and it's super annoying. Like you need to know the map blindly, and that takes a while just to get used to. And Scout, relies a lot on movement, so we'll see if he has this photographic memory brain that just knows map instinctually and by heart, or if he actually just needs to look at wherever he's going. But all right, enough theory crafting. Let's get into some actual TF2 as we are starting now. 6-1 the first map, 4-2. It was relatively close. Kills were completely even, just to give you an idea. So this is anyone's game, I feel like. But we will see how it turns out here on map 2, which is Reckoner.
Yeah. Both of these teams taking it away immediately. Smurry a little bit faster than his counterpart this time around, and his team taking the far grass side as a result. Left going very high early on, but just distracting essentially with Nubby going on, picking off his demo man instead. App also going down. Now 2 players down for the Wizards, and Domo left alone, getting chased down by EverX. Oh no. Not only is your medic not healing anybody, he is almost certainly going to die in a comedic manner, so...
Run at him with
that
the
sucks.
stick. It's not the old stick that did everything. No, it was actually really like they went super hard right here, 6, and they kind of got away with it. They were in the enemy toxic very quickly. They're just hiding that medic in there. So Ace, he was super safe on the enemy side of mid. So that's kind of interesting. Seemed like they had the mid a lot better figured out right now. So it definitely worked out for them. So they have this full advantage going on last, which is a difficult last to push.
Absolutely, with Smurry trying to bomb in immediately, getting denied by the Sentry. Sentry just now going down. Sticks off the point, cleared though. Everybody's still alive on Wizards. Opti and Matt going down now. The Heavy is still up on Crayon though, and he's going to be standing on the point, making sure nobody really gets on there as long as he still breathes air in this game. Domo also alive, making sure to pump heals into him. The focus now finally coming down with Crayon getting picked off very collectively by the scouts there, and they do pick up the first round eventually.
Yeah, they just had to pull back there and just compose themselves, reload, and all that good jazz. And then they eventually managed to get the V push. But it was very close. Just a few spawners more, and that would have gone the other way. They were a bit too eager to get in there very early on. And then they just didn't leave themselves with enough ammo to really get onto it. But getting the demo man there was super crucial.
Absolutely. Now that we're headed into the second round, a very quick one as well. That was only like 2.5 minutes, so let's see if Six wants to carry his momentum forward. Both soldiers immediately going high, going onto the combo, but not getting any kills at all, just getting cleaned up. Now finally Mac and Domo get cleaned up by Smiri, and now with your healing and your demo down, it's not going to be enough to die.
Oh, that's actually very interesting. They won that mid despite not really working out with the their adjustments. Opti was hiding in Toxic the entire time. There was a scout that ran in there, which he fought off, but he didn't kill him or anything. So they definitely responded to the mid that we saw before, especially Opti, just literally hiding in Toxic, just standing in there for the longest time. And it worked out. And then they were just able to get in here. Both medic dying. There'll be a slight advantage on Domo. He's not on crits, right? Nope, he's just normal Uber. Bit of a shame there. He actually has a pretty big advantage. He's been building a lot better than Ace in this situation. And Nubi, he's in spawn. He's just looking for off-classes, so we're not going to see that. And oh my god, my game is doing weird stuff, man. Hold on to
give us a description. What's happening while I try to, make sure that we don't miss any action with the teams just prodding forward. Yeah, not much going on though. As long as your game keeps running, that's fine.
Oh my! I was just okay. Af just turned into a sentry gun, and I was getting like giant circles, like on random sides of the map. Yeah. Okay. I think Af is just a sentry gun, according to. Yeah, Af is a sentry gun. Why is Af carrying a sentry gun around? This shouldn't happen. This is so weird. He has like the Wrangler bubble around him. That's so odd.
That I have never heard or seen of a bug like that. That is crazy. Thank God nothing exciting's happening in game with a stalemate, and Mac just trying to snipe out a sentry with his stickies that he doesn't even know has been moved by now. So that's good. A good time for something like that to happen, I suppose, when you're not really missing out on any action just yet. Let's just try and see.
I think this just means that Af is a literal sentry gun. He's not going to miss.
Maybe.
He has a name for it.
Maybe,
okay, this is funny.
It's a sign.
His sentry gun is weak now because he's taking spam, but he himself is not weak. So this is very interesting. I feel
Sentry's
like
down.
Oh god!
Did Af just explode on your screen?
No, but the sentry did disappear. So I think it's all fixed. I couldn't see the other one being built.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of strange. Well, with the sentry down now, though, soldiers have a little bit of free range trying to get in, do some damage. Ultimately, not going to happen,
the alley bomb, but Smear had the stickies on the pillars.
Smear's dealt with that one a couple too many times, I feel like, when Ali was actually still playing, so...
Yeah, sweetest demo secret, but Soda comes in, somehow gets floated so hard, never gets a single shot onto Domo. But Everex does go down to a random pipe, it seems like, and here comes the Uber exchange.
Yeah, kind of a bad one. Domo dropping all of his players, but Opti there. And Opti just trying to make the most of it, maybe get a little shot up or something as the Uber fades, but ultimately they're just going to have to run away with a way worse Uber. And we're going to see Six finally pushing out the loss and taking back their second point. Opti, though, back in again. Very aggressive. He does get spotted out. They do know he's behind, that he's gonna fight Everex, so he's already out of the equation as the fight unfolds. Mac picking up Jay immediately. Gonna get cleaned up though. Smiri and Nubby also going down though. Now Sweet. He's the only remaining player up ahead here. Ace actually getting an arrow onto Af as well.
And surfing away from Left, who had snuck his way in behind here. So things are working out, but Left, he's gonna get round 2 onto this medic, pops him into the air. Not gonna hit the fat air shot, and Ace somehow saves himself.
1 HP after the fall damage. That is lucky. That is lucky. It is random, so that is actually extraordinarily lucky. He lives though, and he does get to carry his advantage forward as Wizzerds just get mulched and toxic basically. Opti's in behind though. He does get onto the combo, does not hit the necessary rockets to kill anything, but he does force off Ace, so that's going to be an early Uber for them, and they're obviously going to try to get onto Domo immediately. Domo, will he live? It looks like he does escape Everex's grasp ever so slightly, and he does live. Oh, my lord.
Yeah, that's a smoke bomb just thrown. Just gets out of there again. Just one little rocket there and he is dead. So they're going to have this full Uber advantage. It looks like they're going to go through Toxic. Demo's going to jump in very aggressively. Oh my god, they catch out the enemy Demo, and Smear is so weak. He gets a small medkit, but not enough. And, you know, I call this room in here, like the boiler, I call that the trap room. Because holding in there is just a trap every time.
Yeah, you just get caught out immediately, and as we can see, the Uber comes and pushes back everyone. No stickies on the point, even just so much cap time, maybe able to be grabbed for free. Now finally some players trying to block, but they just get cleaned up by the scouts eventually. And that's going to be an equalizing round yet again for the Wizards. Find ourselves in a very similar looking situation. I'm getting a slight deja vu now.
Yep, they just refuse to let each other get an upper hand here. And I'm loving it. The closer it is, the better. It just seems to me like whoever can pick off the enemy demo man can just push off of that advantage and just keep it going. So that seems to be the key so far.
As we're headed into our third round here, both teams playing a little bit more slowly. Opti going in early on the combo, does not manage to accomplish much though. Left also trying the same. Now Domo getting launched into the sky. He does live, gets cleaned up by the chip damage eventually. And that's 3 players down on either side, but no heals for the Wizards, so obviously they're going to be trying to go forward, make the most of what they have. Sweet, very low. Jay cleaning up a lot of damage though, and Mac can't get onto Ace either. They're going to win the mid, and they're going to keep their mid.
Yeah, Scouts got all 6 kills on that mid for 6. So that was just the classic cleanup, and Ace managed to stay alive during that whole Shibaku as well. Gonna go in very aggressively, just push these soldiers back. Look like they are gonna be able to get this. Sui survives. That's gonna be a second point for sure. And then we're gonna have this big Uber advantage going into labs as well. Last time around, it wasn't too solid. And this is a very last, or difficult last to push because of how big it is. But they're gonna go, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna try to go at least and see what they can make of it. Sticky's getting shot off the point, but nobody's died yet, obviously. And Mac now gonna be picking up the first player, and everybody else is just crumbling right off. Sperry, the only player alive, and he's gonna be forced to run away, maybe catch out a player with a sticky trap or hit a nice air shot to save himself, but overall he's just gonna have to run away and maybe reconnect with his team at mid, as Wizards just wonderful hold right there. Gonna be pushing out, making their way forward now.
Yeah, kiting Uber is just so strong on that last point, and we saw the Wizards, they just perfectly did. There's a scout behind lines trying to back-up, but the demo man almost gets taken down here. Smear, he's super weak, but here comes the backup. That's going to force everyone back through this Toxic, and now he's just going to go way behind. He's so annoying right now, Sweet.
Yeah, he's just all the way behind, just on Lost, chilling, waiting for his opportunity to strike, and obviously the Wizards are going to be just split up looking for him, trying to make sure that he doesn't do any cheeky things. Well, you know, 6 might actually try to bank off of that. They might actually know, you know, he's gonna be like, oh, there's 2 people back here fighting me, you might have a chance to push in. Who knows? Overall, we'll see if he actually manages to pull his weight here, or if he's just gonna get caught out. He does actually still live, and he gets onto Domo! Excuse me?
How? Oh my god, Soda got massively airshot as well. Oh, and then Smear finished up with the air pipe. Oh,
how do you let that happen? What? Oh my god.
They just flexed on them so hard. Like, that sweet pick was insane, and then the Soda just got double air shot by first a rocket and then a pipe. Jesus. This is going to be an Uber in here. I feel like this is the end of the game. No, it really should be, but they're not getting this very cleanly. But they're cleaning everyone up right now anyway. Single Soda remains. He's going down. What a way.
God, what a way to close out that round. Jesus Christ.
I really wish there was like 5 seconds remaining in the map, because that would have been perfect.
Yeah, that would have been even more incredible. My lord. Well, that's going to be a second round 4-6, and probably quite the hit to your ego when you lose your medic to that. Jesus Christ. Headed into the 4th mid now, seeing if the Wizards can pull themselves back from such a terrible, terrible situation on this next mid fight, as both teams just making their way forward, you know, prodding a little bit. Both soldiers now jumping in again from 6, the usual thing. Mac's actually going to get cleaned up first, though, and also Crayon is going to lose his 1v1 on Scout, meaning that there's 2 players down. And only lacking a soldier is not terrible when you're trying to cap mid, and yep, that's basically what it boils down to. They just cap off mid. The Wizards escape safely for now.
Yeah, the Demo Man is down though, so they don't have the ability to lock off chokes as much as they want. That's going to be a soldier in here. Actually takes down Af. He's still alive. Alright, eventually they go down there, but Ace goes down to Rocket Spam, I want to say. Oh my god. Alright, so that's a disaster. They wanted that real bad. They put on a ton of pressure. They really took advantage of there being no demo man, but losing your medic is obviously not what you want to see there. And Sweet's behind again.
Hey, he is indeed. Is he gonna get away with it again as well? He can't keep getting away with it. Af has to win this 1v1. Okay, he does. Thank God, because I would have not believed him to just let it get away with it one more time. That's just ridiculous. As the Wizards now gonna go off the back.
He's like he's used up his quota of bullshit, right?
Yeah, it's run out. The siphon is empty. You can turn on the faucet, nothing's gonna come out anymore. He's completely dried up the siphoning well of bullshit. That being said, not looking good for the team of 6 here right now. They're losing their players to the push, and you know, Mac does go down, but it's only going to slow down the Wizards ever so slightly with the Ubers now coming equal, and still 2 players down 4-6. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a little tougher, and Nabi also going to get taken down. That's another soldier you're lacking right now. Sweet just now respawning. Obviously, Lev died as well, but the equal Ubers is going to make this a lot more interesting. We might get ourselves into a little bit of a stalemate here again.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be a matter of trying to get in here. We might get to see the alley bomb again. We do have the sticky trap up on the... Or we did have that up on the pillars. It's going to be replaced there. I think Mac has spotted it, but he's in the position where he can go in for this this bomb. And we also have to keep in mind that the snipers can actually jump on top of like that glass area pane thing. So that's a really good spot to snipe the medic because you can see into the lobby. And actually, Ace gonna get. Ace gets jumped and forced. He wasn't far enough into spawn. There we go.
That's a very quick change of events there. Everybody's getting sniped by Crayon. Immediately the follow up by both soldiers jumping in, just jumping past the sentry and getting onto Ace there, forcing him out. Wonderfully executed. Now they're just going to wait for the soldiers to come back. Obviously, 6 are going to be a little bit further forward, trying to make sure that there's no cheeky pushes or just like aggression here for the time being. But with this full Uber advantage, we're definitely going to see the Wizards now making their way forward, trying to push in even maybe, and try to take this last immediately early Uber in. Not left. Mac tries to get onto the combo there, get some nice stickies done. Finally, the sentry goes down. They didn't lose anybody before the Uber, but Opti now goes down. The stickies are finally cleared off the point, but no players have died yet, and that's going to be bad for the Wizards as everybody's making their way back from the spawn, and only a sniper to protect your medic. He does actually get the shot onto Sui.
This saved the medic. That's
lives.
incredible.
Domo actually lives. Please.
Sorta tries to go in here. Alright, okay.
Okay.
But that actually saved it. You know, I was gonna say a sniper can't protect the medic, but I guess a sniper can protect the medic just fine if you just do 150 like in an instant. That's
just
fine.
gotta believe.
Sorta in, super deep onto Ace. Actually gets the force out. Wow.
Oh, wonderful. You love to see that when you're the Wizards, because now they're gonna find themselves at an advantage yet again. They just keep throwing their players at the combo, but it keeps working right now, and they're going to be trying to make use of it immediately after. As 6 very aggressive here in Toxic, rolling forward already. They want to maybe make use of some of this aggression they still can before the Uber gets up on Domo, but Domo's not going to hang on to it for too long. If he has to, he will use here. Obviously, he's going to try to hold on as long as possible. Finally, he does pop. Both soldiers of 6 dead. The rest of the players are trying to escape. Smeary very, very low, but he does not escape. Okay. Sweet in behind again! No!
Oh, this man is annoying.
How does he do it every time? Nobody's there to back him up either.
Oh,
they're gonna cap him.
Oh,
Barely.
they stacked it. I think it was actually +9 on that point.
Yeah, there's a ×9 on the point.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Ugh. He couldn't get away with it again. They didn't let him get... He's gonna try to do it with mid now, and he's gonna force everybody back, but... Jesus Christ, this man is annoying.
The most annoying...
worse than a mosquito.
He's still alive. He's just running around picking up medkits. Alright, finally he goes down, but Mac has been picked off, and this is usually the signifier of a push in the making, because picking up the demo man just means that these chokes are not locked down properly, and that's whatever teams really like pushing off of. See Everx being super aggressive, but might be a bit too much aggressive. Actually gets saved by a nice arrow there. Nobby came in from the side, not going to be able to get it, so good job by Domo there to just dodge the danger and get out of there. So now it's going to be another repush from the other side.
Yeah, and the Uber is in their favor as well, as Domo immediately uses it in, make sure that none of his players or he himself actually die, but Neither has anybody on Team 6 died yet. Smiri finally goes down to Left's cleanup, but overall, not much just yet. Opti's trying to get onto Ace here, does not manage to eventually get the final damage done though. And
Sui again. You're not gonna guess this. He was behind and then he picked off the medic.
Oh, what a surprise.
But then Crayon does the same.
Oh my god. Just a constant back and forth of letting scouts get behind onto your medic right now.
Somebody nerfed this class. Immediately.
It's too good. It's too good on this map, apparently. Too many flank routes.
Look at this soldier. I want to say they can just see him through the window, like Nubi where he's sitting. Like, surely that's a bad spot to sit. Like, that's dumb, right? Am I crazy?
I don't know. I don't know if you can easily see him there.
They haven't seen him. It's not dumb. It's genius.
Clearly they haven't. Clearly you cannot see him very easily. Nobody's just going to get onto Af, who settles for the scout as, you know, Everex comes in. Finally just tries walking forward a little bit as well, but he's going to have to settle for nothing else as Ace gets actually picked up by Lef. So, rough.
Yes, saved. That was genius. I take it all back. That works. That was smart, I guess. I mean, he was hiding behind glass. I'm just saying, like translucent glass.
Maybe some of these players' configs make it so that the glass doesn't even exist. It's a solid wall. Yeah, everybody I know that plays Comp TF2 plays on like Nintendo 64 settings, so maybe you just don't see through that glass and it's like, sweet, now trying the same exact spot. They do spot him out. Left did see him, so he couldn't do anything cheeky with Domo there. But Nubby's actually gonna go on to last. Trying to go for a cheeky backup. Obviously he's gonna get cleaned up, but nice try there. As Everex now finds himself caught in between a rock and a hard place. He does clean up Left, and then gets killed by Af.
Smear's gonna be the only one alive to protect the medic. Luckily, demos are good at that, and they're in a good position. Mid's gonna fall. Almost certainly Ace is gonna be able to get this Uber up here. They're still ahead by 1. There's 10 minutes remaining, plenty of time. I feel like both teams are really nervous right now. Like, this is just such an uncomfortable map for both of them. They're unable to contain the scouts. They're unable to, like, properly cap out points and get clean pushes, even off of Uber advantages. It's just a drag, and everything has to be earned and just through blood, sweat, and tears, and it's just not fun. You just have to grind it out and get lucky and have everything work out in your favor. And even then, it's probably going to be ugly if it works.
Oh, Left trying to do exactly that, trying to make it work. Gets a nice rocket onto Ace, but it's going to stay at 1, and that's not going to work out. Both of the other swords did go in, trying to follow up. Oh no. Oh no, Domo just drops his entire team.
Domo is so juggled.
Not only does he drop his entire team, he gets juggled too, and he's now gonna die. What a disaster.
Yeah, Ace got the aggressed on as well though, so he went down. So Domo, like, I've rarely seen a man get this juggled, and there's just a scout standing in the doorway just blocking all this movement.
I think Ace even got a saw on him while he was still Ubered. Yeah, that's just... it's a lot of things happened there, and it worked out in the favor of 6 somehow. After all that, but you know, they're in the driver's seat. They do have the round up, so naturally Wizards have to make a move. They have to somehow try to claw this back. They have 9 minutes, which is a lot of time, but as they let it tick down, it's not in their favor. So
yeah, and we are at the time now where the round timer no longer is a factor, basically. Because you can't let the round timer just reach 0 and get another mid-fight. That's no longer an option, because then there'd be like 10 seconds remaining, and you lose. So it's not a huge deal yet, but it could be eventually. So definitely
might see ourselves like a couple pushes away from things starting to get a little dire. So let's see how the Wizards try to approach breaking this stalemate we now found ourselves in, with 6 very aggressive there and toxic for a minute. Just maybe even looking to push for a second. I doubt that they would do that. And Wizards, they don't want to mess up now. They feel the burn slowly. It's getting to them. It's definitely getting to them. They're starting to feel the heat, and they don't want to mess up as badly as they already did by letting Domo die to Sweet at one time.
Yeah. So right now, the best spaces to jump in if you're attacking from mid is from lower and through just like the normal choke area. That's kind of the areas that you can get to the medic the easiest. If you go from toxic, you're gonna have to do some kind of like wall jump and get into the skybox, and they can see you the entire way. It's probably not gonna work unless they're very distracted. So the other way is where you get into. It gets a little bit more tricky when you go the other way. Usually you'd have to go through lower to get in onto the medic, but there's no real one position for the medic to be in. No, it's just going to be a matter of being aggressive and just pushing in and kind of getting some position for yourself. Just really muscling your way through some choke and being aggressive, and then you can maybe jump a soldier onto the medic. But it's going to be very difficult to actually catch out Ace. Right now, 6, they're just playing to that. They look very comfortable just sitting around doing nothing. But, you know, personally, I am just kind of excited that we're sitting around on mid-second and not last, because that's usually what happens on Reckoner.
That's a good change on this map, a change of pace for once, and actually surprising as well. Statistically, I wonder how many games have stalled on this, you know, this choke point instead of last. I think it's going to be a very swayed difference towards the last one. Because any time I see this map played, if there's a timid, it's usually on last, so that's quite something. And we might see Crayon on the spy actually leaving spawn. Oh, okay. Crayon's gotten tired of waiting. He wants to make a play. He wants to have something happen. He wants to make a change in the tides of this game. So we'll see how he approaches this and how he manages to do it.
Yeah, he snuck his way in through lower. You know, we were talking all about how do you get in a soldier. He's just like, I'm just going to bypass all of that noise.
Yeah, just walk in. You're invisible. As long as just don't hit enemies and just walk forward. You'll be fine. So let's see if he manages to actually get onto Ace within the next 6 minutes.
Oh, Everex goes down.
Oh, that's going to be a little opening as well, maybe.
Yeah, and we've seen this before. Crayon, it's a good spy. He comes in. He gets
it. He gets it. Wonderfully done. Ace dropping to a backstep for the second time in this series of maps. You'd think he'd learn by now, but maybe he just doesn't turn around ever so often enough. That's going to be a big old drop. That's going to be a big old ad for the Wizards here. Oh, he's hitting those nice rockets onto Jace. We's going to get cleaned up here, right? They're not going to let him get away with it, thankfully. He was staying alive for a little long. I was scared. I was actually genuinely fearful that he might get away with it yet again. So they're going to take it carefully. They're going to pressure out these players of 6, and they're going to try to retake the mid. Now with 5 minutes left, yeah, the time's slowly getting there, so let's hope they can make use of it.
Gonna go through Toxic very aggressively. Medic has jumped. Domo, he's just dancing around. He's very weak, but he's not dead. That's important. Soda's in onto the enemy medic though. Ace goes down to 8 HP, but he survives. Gonna get out of there. He could still get arrowed or something random, but he looks like that's not gonna happen. He's still on 90% though, so this push could just come in here, and they need to get this.
They need to get this very, very early. Unfortunately, they do not manage to get Ace before he does get his Uber, and that's actually going to just seal the push immediately. They lost Af immediately as well to the sticky trap, I believe, so they're going to find themselves on a way worse Uber, having to back off, and a player down. Now losing your demo as well. It's slowly crumbling. The tower, the Wizards' tower is collapsing as Opti goes down too, and they're going to just have to run away now.
Very aggressive going in. There's only Crayon forward, and he's going to get taken down. Looks like a soldier in Toxic as well. Gonna just do the classic Roma trade. Alright, that's a pretty classic. So 6, the further they can push forward, the better, because that's going to just mean that the Wizards have so much longer. But actually, they're wrapping around going down under. They're going to put pressure onto mid, I think.
Oh. Mac's gonna catch out the enemies here, just putting down stickies, making sure that they can't leave choke easily with Left as the other part of the pincer coming in and forcing off the Uber. Way better Uber out of Domo here now. Are they gonna be able to make use of it? Smira goes into the sky, gets shot down by Crayon, and Everex is the only player alive on mid right now trying to make something happen. Obviously it doesn't, as Crayon is already running forward. Just, 2 scouts not meeting Sui. Is he gonna win this? He's got arrow. He's still alive. Okay, I was about to say, he was alive for very long.
Yeah, the Wizards Guild, they're doing it. They're winning these fights, they're taking them aggressively, they're playing well, and they're capping this out. So now they have last open. There's no Ubers in sight right now. And they could go for like the bold push in here. I don't think that's what they're gonna do. But yeah, this is kind of this is also a pretty tough situation to be in, but at least you're in a situation where you can get him. An ace has shown that he's pretty willing to walk out of spawn. You see, he's not like holding inside the door, but it's actually going to be a dot because an ace doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, he doesn't. He does get it now, though. He's going to be able to use it immediately because nobody's there to pressure him off. However, he does drop 2 of his players, so there might be a little bit of a repush coming in here with only 3 players alive, one of them being the medic. No medic dead, no heals up for the side of 6 here. Only Sui alive to try and save the point. Now, naturally, that's not going to happen, and that's an equalizing round for the Wizards with 2.5 minutes left on the clock. We might have a game upon our hands here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, this round could be just a game winner. Just immediately, so that's very exciting. Domo actually got an arrow kill onto a scout there, which really turned that whole thing around. So really important kills, just barely getting the margins in their favor and just managing to catch it, to cap it out there. 2-2, 2 minutes remaining. You can still win or lose this.
Yeah, it's definitely still possible for either team to take this home before we go into a golden cap. So let's see if they manage to do that with both red soldiers again. Really aggressive right off the bat, picking off Mac, picking off Left. However, the frags are falling into favor of the Wizards for a while there, with only Domo and App alive on their side, though. They're gonna have to just run away. Everybody chasing after them. They did get Ace, so at the very least they will have a decent opportunity to try and rebound here.
Yeah,
and,
mid for a mid. This is the trade.
Maybe even pull off a coast to coast because they find themselves on last. Maybe they're even comfortable taking it to a golden cap, but
how does this hiding spot for Nubby work every time? I don't get it. It's
why
glass,
does nobody
right?
look there?
They even put a sticky.
Mac even puts a sticky. What? Is there like a clip brush there that like makes you invisible, or
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. That shouldn't work, right? Sui's actually trying to go behind as well.
It absolutely shouldn't. I don't understand how he can get there every single time. But I guess nobody ever looks there.
I mean, it's just so stupid that it makes people blind, right? No, you don't do that.
Yeah, like nobody expects you to be in a spot like that. It's just a stupid spot. That being said, we do have an Uber, yeah, from Domo there, and that's not something you like to see when you're pushing, but they do still have the players out, and they might be able to carry forward some momentum. Ace is not yet on his Uber, just now getting it, and they're gonna use it immediately to push back the Wizards players here. Mac's gonna go down immediately, Left already dead, but they do have Opti and Crayon in behind, and pulling back the entire team here, basically slowing them to a crawl.
Yeah, they lose a lot of
save
doing
it,
so,
maybe.
though. And actually, Medic has gone down. Scout gonna go down as well. Jay picks him up. If they have 20 seconds, unfortunately, this mid caps really slowly. But they need to just get in here and just go on the point so fast that you've never seen before.
They would have to literally defy quantum physics in order to be able to beat this round, and that's gonna be it. The time is up now. Going to a golden cap for this last map. Jesus, what a close game.
Yeah, that was incredibly entertaining, very fast-paced, very close, way too close to call. Calling a favorite going into this overtime, it's going to be very difficult, I feel.
I would not be able to tell you which team has the upper hand here. They are both performing, like, everybody's almost playing out of their minds, I'd say. Everybody's playing so well, and so, like, you know, almost without mistakes, that it's really hard to see like who's going to have an upper hand here. Because if one player slips up, that might seal his team's fate. But at the same time, it barely happens right now.
Yeah, just,
I don't know.
I think just looking at the logs real quick, I'd say, all right, yeah, we're going to look at them after. But just the only things I'll say that the difference is that there's more kills on the side of 6, and they've won 4 out of 5 mids. But that's like the only thing they have going for them. The same, net deaths or everything. Yeah,
it's again not saying a whole lot when a scoreline doesn't reflect it, though, does it? So
yeah, kills
ultimately,
on everything.
When you can't convert those kills into round wins, does it really matter? I don't know.
I mean, you just got to stop Sweet from running behind and being like...
I suppose that does help. Maybe like halfway through the game, the Wizards have realized that, oh yeah, he likes to do that thing. Maybe we should stop him from doing that. And then he didn't get away with it as much anymore.
They actually did do it because he was just running through lower every time, and you could see that he just had like a soldier and a scout down there at some point, and just ran off, and we didn't really comment on it because like nothing happened. But that's what you want when you're defending something. You want to just have nothing happen because nothing can happen because you're just on top of it. So we are getting ready for this overtime. It's going to be 15-minute time limit, and it's going to be best of one. So basically, if you cap last, you win. If you hold mid and 15 minutes pass, you win. And that's how it goes. If somehow neither team captures mid, you suck.
I don't know how that would happen, but yeah.
That would be the best mid fight ever.
It's a 15-minute long mid fight that never ends in a clear, decisive winner, so nobody can capture the point. That would actually be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I don't
what
think
are you
I
gonna
would
do now,
want to.
ETF2L? We broke your rules.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to be, forced to cast 15 minutes worth of mid fight because I would probably literally pass out from lack of oxygen. But it would be interesting. Definitely, I wonder what ETF2L would do.
I mean, that's going to be a Guinness World Record, so,
Yeah.
At least we were here. That's the important part. Also, you're the play-by-play caster, so you're going to die before me, which I also feel is important.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I can definitely, these players, they're having like their pep talks, I think. Being like, okay, gonna do it. As per usual as well with golden caps, nobody really knows how they work. Because it's different every season.
They're here to frag, not to read.
Exactly. Who cares about the rules? I just want to have a big number on the logs at the end of the game. As long as it's bigger than my enemies, that means that I won, right?
There's another way to win that mid is winner. No. What is Opti trying to do here? Opti is just trying to psych everyone out. That's not a thing. All right. What Opti is saying is that if neither team has captured last after 15 minutes, they have another mid fight, and then the winner of whoever captures mid wins. That's not a thing. Although I will say, do you want to hear my suggestion for how we should do golden caps? I think whoever at the end of regulation, like 30 minutes, and it's a tie, whoever controls mid just wins. They just get the extra point, right? Yeah, and
that's one way of doing it.
Yeah, and then if nobody holds mid, because that is possible, right? You can capture, and then the time can run out as you run to mid. That could be a thing. You just play as Opti said here, where you just go another mid fight, and whoever captures mid first wins. That's my suggestion for having quick golden caps.
Yeah, we would definitely save ourselves a bit of time. Or, we could do something that is more in touch with, I don't know, the broader TF2 community. If nobody can be decided to the winner, I don't know, they're just going to do a melee only battle at the midpoint or something like that.
Heavy fist fight is the way we should
exactly.
figure out who the most skilled team is. That's actually how it should be done. Why are we wasting time playing these rules? That's dumb.
Yeah, melee only sudden death, exactly. That's a good way of putting it, actually. I'd like to see that. That would be a good tiebreaker. But enough talking about that. Players are getting ready, I hope. So we'll be headed into the golden cap soon enough.
What?
Also, yes. What this implies for the table. Good ideas. Because we already know 6 has at least 3 points. Or at least 4 points, matter of fact, even if, even if Wizards win in the bag for this matchup. So they're going to be staying at the top for a while.
Yeah, they were very clearly at the top of the table. They had 13 points, and then the Wizards Guild and Les Fake Callers, the Extreme, they have 9 as well, and then Wiethoofd Dove has 8. So, basically 6 is going to stay on top here for a while. I also want to point out Ascent to you. They're placed 6th right now in the table. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been updated with the latest.
I'd assume it hasn't, because that would be very weird. Yeah. Let's see. Other than that, yeah, I mean, obviously this is a very weird situation to find ourselves in, where 2 teams nobody would expect to be at the top of the table fight it out and are actually very evenly matched. Now, people jokingly say, is this a finals preview? I would love if it is. I would love if this is our finals for the season, because honestly, it's been a very entertaining game so far. Let's see if the Golden Cap carries it forward. Maybe we're talking out of our asses. Maybe the Golden Cap's going to take literally 30 seconds, and it's going to be over. I doubt
we
it.
would never do that.
But you never know.
Surely we would never do that.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Nah, but I will say, like, 6, they're still undefeated. You know, they tied against Ascent. They lost their map 3-3 is what the score was there, and then today they got at least 4 points, maybe 5. So they are undefeated still, and that's worth something. You know, maybe Jay is just the greatest gamer of all time.
Maybe it is the factor of the American. Americans don't lose. Who knows?
Yeah, it's like I want to see Jay be on the best team on both continents.
Hell yeah! Now that's a good one.
Yeah, preach.
All right. Let's see. Let's go. We're getting started here. Let's see how they do it. I believe in the Wizards. Take home an extra point here. They can do it. They can claw themselves back. I believe they can do it.
I think that the fact that 6 have kind of won most of the mid fight seems like they have a slightly better grasp on this mid, but we shall see who is right.
Yeah, mid fights aren't everything, as they've shown. That being said, we're headed into our Golden Cap, and let's see how these teams approach it. Very passively so far, nobody looking to make the first move and be the first mess up. EverX finally going in together with Nubby, but they do not get a lot done. They do pick up Domo eventually, but only Mac following up. That's 2 players alive, only scouts for 6 here, and they wiped the follow-up. Very good by the Wizards, and that's not something you want to see in a Golden Cap mid-fight, because now you're all dead. The enemies are pushing forward, and you're going to be holding last. Even though you did get the medic, it's going to be
they're following my rules.
tougher.
Whoever casts mid wins, right? No, Domo, that's not how it works. Only stupid people say that. We know because I'm saying that.
Oh,
right.
That's a good one to go about.
Yeah, so that's not how it works.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to try and win the round here, so let's see if they actually manage it. Obviously, they find themselves in a little bit of a better position, already having capped second as well, and a very, very teeny, tiny Uber advantage to write home about. We're going to see if they can actually carry that forward. Naturally, they've already lost it, essentially, so let's see. Maybe they're just going to dry push it. You know, there's no sentry yet. They do have a sniper on Sui, but that's all they have to worry about. He goes in, gets onto Ace! He actually gets it. Oh my, what a wonderful jump as well off the pillar. That was just textbook, picturesque to see. Wonderfully done.
Better.
Oh my lord. Yeah, that was perfect timing as well.
Yeah, this is the second time Ace has been punished for just not sitting in spawn. So it's going to be a big push in here. With Uber clears out the sentry gun. They haven't killed too many players, but they're all hiding in spawn. But it might just be a bit too late. They're going to kind of back off now, try to fight it out. The soldier on the point. Soldier comes in to block it. Scout and the medic gets a...
Oh, sweet. He's actually just cleaning everything up.
Oh.
And Ace gets the saw as well. Oh my lord. Imagine having a push like that and just not being able to finish it off. Sweet is just... My man's on fire. My man's on fire tonight. Free shots, free kills.
So just, good. Oh. He's been very, very good, and now they're going to have this massive Uber advantage. Like, obviously the medic died, but Ace also got an Uber saw, so that helps even more. So they're going to just be able to go in immediately right now. And looks like they're going to try and go through Toxic with some pressure, and then the rest of them go in through this area right now. But EverX gets caught out, actually does do the Roma trade as the Uber comes out.
And that's about it for that exchange, actually, with the Wizards just backing out, nothing much happening now. Obviously a slight add on their end, but the mid is gonna go to 6 for now. So let's see if they try to carry it forward at all. They look to be very passive. Let's see if Wizards are also just gonna wait for their Uber, and EverX is on the spy checking. He was just checking. Okay, I was worried for a second that he'd actually leave spawn.
Yeah, it's only Ace that dropped the spy. It's not Domo.
True.
Alright, they're gonna go in here. They're gonna go through lower. This is the best area to push from. They've just pushed everyone back super far, but actually, Demo Man almost goes down, gets an arrow. He's safe again. And then it looks like Nobby's actually gonna be the one to go down right now. So
Sweet also dying.
Oh yeah.
That's big. 2 players down on your flank as well, and that's gonna be just having to back off immediately with now their own Uber to respond to if Domo does get lucky, happy trigger fingers here. They will have something to respond with, and naturally, Wizards are aware and are taking it a little bit slower now. They do cap mid off of that, but that's all they're going to be able to get for now. Opti again going in for his big bomb, not getting onto anything this time around, though. They're not going to let him get that second rocket onto Ace, and going to keep him alive.
Yeah, no second soldier in this time around. Looks like it's going to be Nobby trying to do his best. I think he was trying to surf off of the stairs, but he just kind of ended up crouching on them. And that's not very effective when you're trying to get to the medic. So not quite hitting his job right there. So it's going to be one down for both teams. Nobby could come back as a sniper or a spy or hold the door open, whatever he wants. But we'll see what he does here. As both teams are just trying to make sure that they don't get overwhelmed. But looks like we have gearing up here for a big push through here. Sorter comes in, pops the medic into the air. Wow. Barely doesn't manage to get his rocket up, but Ace holds on to it. Very brave by him. And actually so many players going down still.
Yeah, just back and forth. People going, trying to just make something happen. Domo actually just dodging rockets right now. If he gets hit by one of those, that could seal his fate. That being said, EverX is also in, trying to follow up some of the damage, as he already did eat a splash rocket and left goes down. That's going to be very bad for the Wizards now, having to back off here with the rest of their players just now respawning as well. They're going to be back on second, giving up mid, just to make sure that they don't lose everything.
Very tense right now. You can see either team, they don't want to commit too fast. They want to keep their medics safe and just make sure that they don't lose to some sort of dumb mistake. We saw that yesterday where we had a medic drop and then Egg just immediately lost. So it's that kind of situation you don't want to get in. Sui actually gets picked off there. Mac with the same sticky trap that he's used a whole bunch. It hasn't worked out too well, but they keep walking through it, and this time around he finally gets it to work. But that's going to be a ton of space open. See Crayon on Spy. Has he actually left spawn? He has. He is way in on mid. Fantastic. So he is in position.
Here we go again. Can he do it a third time? I do wonder.
So where do you stand as Ace to not die to a damn spy this time around?
Probably in front of your team, but then I didn't get shot by rockets. Damn, damn. Kind of like an Occam's razor, huh? Oh, damn. Oh no, Crayon's already coming. Oh, we spotted him out before he could get. Ace was nowhere near turning around either. Like he could have gotten it again. Crayon could have gotten it again if it wasn't for Sweet just having the foresight to wait a minute. That's not one of our players. I should probably shoot him.
If your Lemming medic doesn't get it, at least you can save him. That's the good part about this team game. Good stuff. So maybe Crayon's going to come back as sniper or something. We've seen that stuff before. It looks like that's not going to be the case. Opti goes in for the bomb, doesn't get him. And now it's going to be a man down for a bit. We could see them just continuously trade soldiers back and forth. We could even see banners come into play right now. It's about 7 minutes remaining. Oh, EverX actually goes in here, gets airshot, but it's just going to be a full-blown push.
Yeah, the exchange is on the way now. Crayon's actually going to get dropped out of the Uber, though. Only Af on the beam right now. And they're going to be able to, or much rather, going to be forced to back off, as Af just gets mulched as he walks out of the door immediately. Opti also dangerous, though, gets killed. Only Domo now in the lobby here. He's going to get cleaned up, and Mac and Lef is the only players alive. Lef is behind.
Yep.
But is it going to be enough to pull back the players? Obviously not, because they're just going to cap off last. And that's it. 6 takes home. Record.
Yeah, so I was right at 6-1, just not for the reasons that I said. So 100% accuracy, baby.
So far, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's going to be 5 points for 6 and 1 for the Wizards Guild. So the Wizards Guild, they are going to actually jump ahead of Ascent right now. Ascent is on 9 points. And everyone else, I think, are on 9 as well. Yeah, the Fake Callers on 9. Doof is on 8. Yeah, the Wizards Guild, they are in second. Sig is on first. Nothing has changed. And we had a bunch of good TF2 to decide that.
Absolutely. What a close game, though. Absolutely not expecting the Wizards to even put up this much of a fight. Overall, yeah. That's actually quite something. Maybe their tables do, their positions in the tables do reflect that these might be the top 2 teams in the EU right now.
I mean, that's what I'm going with until it gets proven wrong. And
exactly.
Yeah, that's just how it works. Who? Ascent who? Egg? No.
Never heard of them.
They're not even worth talking about. They are way down in the brackets. Not worth it at all. Like, they only beat like teams that fold anyway. So who cares?
Exactly.
All right,
Does
let's
it even
take a
count?
look. Yeah, let's take a look at some of these logs just from like the main map of Reckoner. The golden cap is not really something you should look at logs for. It's not a thing. But it's actually worth noting that it was just like a normal push stripe. It wasn't really like an advantage push that won. It was just six going for a push and then getting the better of it by having some people getting dropped from the Uber and then winning the fight afterwards. That would want won them for them. So they just took the fight and won it. You got to give them credit for doing that.
Yeah. So yeah, the logs this time around showing a little bit of a different story as opposed to this. Like it's almost the opposite as of process, because the scoreline is equal this time, but this time it seems like 6 actually performed. Like they had a little bit of an edge performance-wise, right? They got more kills, they dealt more damage, all that stuff. Had way more Ubers. So, and obviously they won basically all the mid fights. So clearly, they seem to have a little bit of a better hold on the map, and yet the scoreline doesn't show it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how the map they did better on, they did worse. That's weird.
I don't know. It just shows that there are forces at work. There are bigger factors than just numbers, which is actually upsetting. Because what if the numbers aren't what we can write our analysis about? Then what is there to trust in life? I don't know.
So we're gonna have to actually like look at the game in action. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Kind of hard.
Come on,
that being said, though, yeah. What stands out here? What stands out to you?
Smear is pretty low on the damage. We kind of talked about how Demoman isn't the greatest thing ever. And I feel like Mac was defending more, so he got like a bunch of those sticky trap kills. But he actually has 11 kills with the Iron Bomber, which is pretty interesting. Although less damage with it. So he had good pipes, I guess. And then Everex is on top of the damage this time around. And Jay had a really good game. He went 29 for 11.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, could you imagine if he had low ping? Jeez.
I am scared just of the thought of that. I am actually scared.
Also, Sui is very low in damage. I thought he'd be... I guess he was just hiding behind the entire time.
Yeah, and just doing a lot of cleanup and getting some cheeky picks and backups, and that's about it. So...
Yeah. Again, it's just very close. Like, the damage is almost the same. Ooh, it's 34,500 exactly. Oh, I love those round numbers.
Well, that's only the main game. If you add in the golden cap, obviously.
Oh, we don't, because then it's ugly.
Yeah, it's ruined.
Yeah, there was more kills on the side of 6. It just goes to show that kills aren't everything. All right. It looks like we're not gonna get any interviews, which is a bit sad. But, oh well. I kind of want to hear their thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the best TF2 players in Europe right now.
But maybe that was such an exhausting game. Maybe they're just completely, mind is sucked dry, brain is empty, no thoughts. So, just gotta enjoy the rest of the evening, which can't blame them for. It was a tough game. It was definitely a fight for both of these teams.
Yeah, nothing came free in this game. It just really felt like you just had to fight through the pain in this game in order for it to get it. So I'm trying to figure out what the next map or the next match we have. I think it's next week. I don't think we have any games on Sunday. Do we, Wiethoofd? Maybe the Ascent game. All right.
Maybe, yeah.
Unless they fold or something. Who knows?
Anything's possible at this point.
Yeah. There was also a game on TF2 oh, that got moved? Okay. So, alright, okay. Well, thank you guys for watching so much. Just before we go, we still have Copenhagen games coming up. The winner of this season gets free land tickets. So 6, they're going to land for free. Well, they get the tickets paid. So can't wait to see you, Jay. Gonna be good. and of course, we're all going to be there. I mean, Surny, are you going to be there?
I unfortunately will not because it's in the middle of uni time for myself, so I can't attend. But I'd love to be there.
All right. Well, everyone cool will be there, and it's going to be a
Feels
lot
bad.
of fun. Yeah. It's never too late to be mean to people. All right. Hopefully the weather is going to be with us this time. We're probably all going to drown because of the rain. Who knows? It's been raining forever, but it's been pretty warm, so that's something. Warm rain. Come for that. Stay for the games, I guess. It's going to be a lot of fun either way. I can't wait. All right.
Right.
Do we want to? Do you have anyone you want to shout out before we go?
Nobody in particular, except for obviously anybody that watched, and shoutouts also to the players for putting on a wonderful game. Actually, like a great game to watch. And yeah, that's it.
Well, I will just shout out that I still have a demo. I actually have 2 demo calls going. One on Team Fortress TV. You can find it in the movies section. It's called the least serious demo call ever, part 2. And if you get a cool kill anywhere, you can send it to me. All right. I've had people send me frags from pre-games of pubs. All right. That's the level we're at here. Just whatever non-serious thing you can get, I want it. You know, people send me this stuff, and I love it. It's great. And then, of course, slightly more seriously, we have the ETF2L Season 35 demo call. It's been largely ignored so far this season for some reason. I don't know. Maybe people don't know it exists. But I'm telling you now, it exists. It's on ETF2L. You can just look at the forum activity sidebar. It should be like among the top 5 there. And definitely submit, and I will put you in a movie, and you'll be famous. You can tell your friends, I did this thing. Go look at
Hell
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. But with that, we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much, Wiethoofd, for producing. Dumpton for just organizing everything. Surny for casting with me. It's been great. We'll see you when we see you. We don't know. These games are just moving around so fast. Well, thank you guys for watching so much. It was a blast. I hope you enjoyed the game as much as we did. And we will see you when we see you. Have a good night.